What's going on, guys? Today's video I got a live commentary on how to use team press in the game and constant pressure. I got the controller on the screen at the bottom so you know what I'm doing, and I've also got my eyesight. As you can see, that little blob is my eyesight, so you can see where I'm looking in the game. Now, to make this very accurate as possible, to give you a good representation, we've got two tactics. We've got two 4-2-3-1s. They are basically identical, and the instructions, everyone's on balanced as well. The only difference between these two formations is one's on constant pressure and the other one's on balance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a game and show you the difference between a defensive style balanced and constant pressure. And you're going to see, for example, how the constant pressure tactic works and how also the team press tactic works. Again, we're going to use the same formation for this example so you can see it in real time, and I'll show you how it works in game. Just to give a quick recap as well, don't forget, if you do want to activate team press, you press down the D-pad, then you have to press left to turn it on or to turn it off. And don't forget, you can only use team press for 30 seconds, and that's the limit. So after 30 seconds has run out, then you have to wait for it to recharge. Don't forget, it takes a whole 120 seconds to recharge, so that is 4 times. So if you use team press for 5 seconds, it will then take 20 seconds to recharge. So don't forget, every time you use team press, after 30 seconds depleted, you're back to square one. You have to wait for it to recharge before you can use it again. Now, of course, you can use it before it's been fully recharged, but for it to get recharged fully, it takes 120 seconds. So you got to bear that in mind. That's why the constant pressure tactic is very, very important, because it doesn't have that time limit. We're going to start with a balanced one. So generally speaking, you shouldn't use team press or constant pressure if, for example, if you're drawing or you're winning. You should only be using you're losing, and not for, like, I scored an own goal deliberately over here to give an example, but you should not be using it now. You should only be using team press, I would say, in the latter stages of the game. Because why? It's because stamina gets affected. If you go into a game and you use team press now from the first minute, what you're going to find is when you go to the end of the game, I'm just going to scroll along and we're going to go over to this one, to my team, and you're going to see at the end of the day that stamina, you will see at the end of the game, will be affected the most. Now, when stamina gets affected, stuff like passing, shooting, reactions, agility, all those get influenced in the game. And that's why people, when they start getting upset towards the end of the game and they say, why are my players not performing? It's because it's also to do with stamina. So I'll be honest, only use team press when you're losing. I would say 60 minutes. But in this example, just imagine, for example, the time is now 60 minutes, okay? So we're going to have the ball, and as you can see, we can play normally. Now, as I got my tactics on balance, my players will just defend and attack. Normally, there will be nothing special. There will be nothing influencing the way I play. Simple pass and go, just the way that I play normally, that you may have seen from my videos anyway. Fake shot away. We're going to make a normal pass inside the box and take a shot towards the goal. Okay, fine. So the way team press is used is, if, for example, your opponent has the ball, let's say he's holding the ball too much, you can activate team press, and that means now, as you can see, that green thing is activated. As you can see now, my team is pressing all the time. So look, as you can see, look at my players. Look at my players out there pressing. Now, the most important thing when you're using team press, you got to be smart. As you can see, look how easy it is for my opponent to get in behind. The reason why is when you use team press, what happens is that your backline also presses as well. So I would say you can be aggressive with the rest of your team, but when you have team press on, you cannot be aggressive with your backline. Again, we're going to distribute the ball out. Don't forget now, team press is paused. Why? Because we have the current possession of the ball, so there's no team press because our opponent doesn't have the ball. There's nothing to press. As you can see, team press is paused. Again, it's not recharging either, because I have the ball. The only way team press recharges is when my opponent has the ball. And as you can see, look, as soon as I lose the ball, watch. As soon as I lose the ball, then team press is activated straight away. See, look how my player is running towards my opponent. So that is something you have to bear in mind. The way you use team press is you press with your players, but you also be conservative. Like as you can see over here, I'm pressing my players, but I'm not being too aggressive, not running out too much, because if you do, you could get cornered behind like that. So you've got to be very, very careful. Again, team press is now paused. In fact, it's not even run out. And as you can see, like here now, team press, as you can see, is run out. It's not working anymore. Why? It's because the 30-second timer's window has run out. So people always ask is there really a point of using team press if it just runs out in 30 seconds? And that's why I wouldn't really recommend it. As you can see now, there's no team press. If I use team press now, I can only use it for like 5 seconds, because only 5 seconds. Like, so let's say, for example, I get the ball back away to my opponent. If I use team press now, I can only use it for like 3 seconds, and as you can see, team press has run out and I'm back to square one again. So that's why it's not really effective to use team press. You have to keep basically doing this the entire game, pressing down then pressing left, and you have to keep activating team press, because don't forget, team press keeps turning off every second as well, right? So you have to keep doing this press the wrong button there. So I have to keep basically doing this every single time. Now I can wait for it to recharge, but if you want to press fluidly, it's not effective. So that is why I would say, you know, don't use team press like this. You don't want to be using it in that mechanic. You only want to use team press, for example, to basically give you that little boost. So let's say, for example, now it's 2-0. That means now the game is away from you. And this is why I would suggest changing to the other formations. So as I said, we went over, for example, using the balance formation using team press. As you can see, it wasn't really effective. When you're in a game, the best way I can say is to practice this. You have to try this out yourself. There's no actual training to teach you team press. Even against squad battles AI, you cannot practice against offline. You have to do it against a human, because humans, they react differently. When they see someone running towards you, the choice that a human will make as opposed to a computer is very much different. This time we're going to actually play the same formation, same everything else, except for this time it's on constant pressure. And you're going to see now that team press is going to be activated the entire time. So we're going to go into the game. Now watch, as you can see, like now team press is not activated. As you can see, it's not activated. And as you can see, what I can do is now go to attacking. And I'm just going to let the ball go out of play. So what we're going to do is we're either going to let the ball go out of play, or in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to foul my opponent over here. And normally you have to wait for the ball to go out of play before the formation changes fully. Now I'm on attacking now, and this is my constant. So like again, I'm not using team press, but you see how my team is still pressing anyway. Now as you can see, do you know why? It's because the constant pressure tactic is on. And you see why it's more effective to use the constant pressure tactic, because every single time I lose the ball, team press is always on. So what basically constant pressure is? Constant pressure just means a continuous press, whereas for example team press means, okay, I only want to press for a set period of time. For like, as you can see, look, my team are pressing straight away again. I'm not going to be too aggressive, and as you can see my back line, and as you see, look, that was AI who got the ball. I never got the ball there, and that's why team press is so effective, because it's just so powerful to use. Again, my opponent's got the ball as soon as he passed it. Look at my team, look at the radar. Look at my team just running towards my opponent. Look, I'm standing still, look. But my team are pressing, they're running towards the ball. And this is why I say to you, you have to be very, very careful about when you use team press, because, or constant pressure for that matter, because if you do, you could leave yourself very, very much exposed. So it's only to be used, for example, if you're losing. So we're going to now continue the rest of the game using team press or constant pressure. Again, you can still activate team press, but the only benefit of using constant pressure is you can basically recharge the kind of the team press bar and use constant pressure at the same time. It's a bit of a cheat, so if you really are losing, you can quickly change between them, but I would recommend using constant pressure the entire game. But anyway, look, let's go into the rest of the game using constant. Again, I'm going to show you how I press with constant pressure. So as I said, with the back four, you don't want to run out, because if you do, you're just going to get countered. As you can see, all three of my goals is because constant pressure is just so heavy. So now we're going to press, but we're going to press only with our attackers. That's the key thing. So we're going to keep our back four in shape. We're going to play the game normally. L1 trigger there. We're going to do a through ball. We're going to do a quick 1-2 backwards. So Gomez makes the one going forward. And then we're going to go down the wing. We're going to do a fake shot, stop play for time. Fake stop again. A bit unlucky there. And as you can see, look at that. See how I got that ball over there? Now you see that penalty that I drew out? I did not win that ball myself. Constant pressure just let my AI press. We're going to go for a cheeky chip penalty. So we're going to aim for the top left over here. The way you do this is aim for the top left. It will be a bit hard to do it. And then you go at that and you aim the shot, a little bit of power. And we do you just green time the shot like that. You can green time or yellow time it. You don't have to time it. But as you can see, that's an example of how effective. As you look at my team again. They're pressing. So again, I'm going to press with my cams. And don't forget, I'm just using the running jockey to press. You see, I'm making myself as big as possible, as wide as possible, but I'm not over committing. I'm not running like a maniac. I'm just kind of being safe. Again, my back four now, I'm being conservative. My back four. I'm not running my back four out, because you know team press against your back four is too effective. So again, I'm holding the line. With Modric now, I can be aggressive. As you can see, team press. Look how effective it is. And don't forget, team press, constant pressure, the exact same thing. Got the ball back over there. Unlucky for my opponent. It's again, we're going to do the exact same thing. Going to pass the ball out to the wing. Quick 1-2 down the wing. And don't forget, there'll be attacking tutorial and defense tutorial also coming tomorrow on the biggest change in FIFA 21. Quick 1-2 down the wing. No options available. Quick 1-2. Do a through ball down the wing. Okay, now we're going to go outside the box now to one of my strikers over here. We're going to see Promes, and we're going to try to find Promes, look for him, and do a first time fake shot downwards. So we're just looking at Promes there. Is he in a good place? No. He's not really. Here he is now, actually. So we can pass the ball to him, do a quick 1-2. Let Promes make that run. He's offside. He'll come back on again, and we'll pass the ball to him when he's back on. Do a first time fake shot. and I created a goal. So what I proactively did there is I did it. You have to go back and watch that. So I did like a 1-2. I saw Promes went offside. I knew he'll come back onside again. So I wait for him to come back on again, and then I scored a goal. And as you can see again, I'm back in the game very easily. Again, as you can see, my team is pressing. I'm being very conservative. Now, as you can see, look, team press saved me again. Quick through ball, quick 1-2, fake shot down a wing. As you can see, the fake shot is all you need. It's one of the most effective skill moves. Fake shot stop. Outside the box. And that was an unlucky pass. Now what you would do is, let's say for example you were going into extra time, and let's say the score was 3-2. I would suggest getting off team press. Some people say it's best to keep continuing team pressing because you might have a chance in the game. But I always say, why take a risk? And as you can see, look how much my stamina is being affected. You see that? And this is why team press and constant pressure together are very, very bad. And don't forget, obviously I'm using constant pressure because with the actual formation change, constant pressure, you're always pressing continuously. Don't forget, with team press, it's just a deep power tactic. At the end of the day, they're the same thing. Just one is controlled with time constraints, the team press, the deep power tactic, and the other one is just controlled by tactic. As I said, I got it on the entire game, so we're going to keep pressing again. So again, we're going to use our attacking players. We're going to attack again. And as you can see, look, my team's pressing. Now, what you can also do is you can use the offside trap to bring your defensive line forward. Now, this is a very advanced thing to do. But what you can do is, if you bring your defensive line up, you make yourself more vulnerable. But it moves your team up the line when your opponent has the ball. So you're not using it to play an offside trap. You're doing it to basically move your back line forward. So that way you can be higher up the pitch, and that way it'll be easier for you to press. Does that make sense? Again, keep it very, very simple. As you can see, like here, as you can see, very, very risky. See, that's why you don't do a team press. That's why you don't do an offside trap with a team press. Because as you can see, not only were the players out of position, but also that single defender made that run. That's why I say it's very, very, very risky to do offside trap. You might have seen these videos. I would say for now, just ignore the offside trap. But once you get better at the game, once you get used to team press, you can just use offside traps. So offside trap, you press down the D-pad, then you press down again. And you can basically just keep spamming it, and your players will make runs going forward. But that'll be it for another tutorial. But I'll show you how that really works in game today. So again, we're going to play normally. Going to go attacking, through ball down the wing. I'm a bit unlucky, so now again, my opponent's got the ball, so we're going to run out with our cam. Again, we've got team press on, do not forget. As you can see, my players are now pressing. And as you can see, look, he had to turn around because he saw players are pressing him and he had nowhere to go. Another effective method of constant pressure. Again, team pressing again. Running jockey, got the ball. Going to do a through ball. Going to do a pass forward. We're going to wait for Promise to make that run. No, we've got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go again. So we're going to go back. We're going to go the ball to our line, do a quick 1-2 so we can bait this left back over here. So let this left back come towards me. We baited him. Okay, nice. Quick 1-2. Now we've got the ball around him. Perfect. We're going to do a fake shot on the outwards. And we're going to do a very, very simple... Oh, good tackle from my opponent over there. Again, we've got team press on. And as you can see, look, see how my team's pressing automatically, assisting me, helping me out. And as you can see, my stamina is really getting affected, as you can see, like so. Again, not being too aggressive. My back four, remember I said to you, a back four. You don't want to be aggressive with them. With your midfield, you can be. Again, team press saving me again. Quick 1-2. Promise. Through ball. Fake shot around the goalkeeper as usual, and a simple goal. And as you can see, what I'm doing is just very basic stuff. You know what I mean? This team press is basically helping me win. And now, right now, it's a draw. So right now, what I will do is I'll turn off team press. So what I'll do is I'll go to my defensive tactic and I'll turn off team press. And because obviously it takes some time for it to change, I'm just going to be very, very careful when I defend now. Wait for the ball to go out of play. If you ever worry, just kick the ball out of play. That way you know it's no longer on constant pressure. And as you can see now, I'm back to normal. Now, if you're drawing, you should never use team press or constant pressure for that matter. You just play the game normally and just defend normally like so. What you can do is you can use team press and burst. If your opponent is holding the ball for a very long time, you can use team press like here. You can use team press like this to give you like a little bit of a kind of like a jerk animation to get the ball very quickly. But just don't forget to turn it off. Remember, you can turn it on and off like a light switch. Remember I said you can turn it on and off like a light switch. But the most important thing is as soon as that bar is depleted, it turns off automatically. Okay, we've got the ball down the wing. We're going to do a fake shot stop. Pass the ball outside the box. Good tackle. But like as you can see now, I'm going to activate team press. Get a quick jerk motion. As you can see, my team is now pressing. As you can see. And then once you feel like, okay, we're in trouble, we can turn team press off. So what the pro players do, they use it to basically assist their press. So you can almost argue it's like kind of like a teammate contained button, should I say. fake shot stop. Going to go outwards and inwards to kind of fool him because we went outwards last time. Going to go outside the box. I'm going to get the ball to Promes again. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did last time. I said you do a quick 1-2 Promes, let him go offside. That's fine. He's offside. He's going to come back onside. We're going to look for him when he comes back onside. We see him there. He's coming back on. He's not really in a good position though. Just going to run back, do the exact same thing again. So we're going to do a different 1-2 this time. And we see Promes making a nice run. Okay, we lost the ball. We're going to run back. We're going to be careful now. Run and jockey backwards, of course. Get the ball forward, quick 1-2. L1 trigger. We see Promes making that run. Pass it and go through. That's fine. Again, we can use team press now to aid ourselves. Just to press a little bit more, as you can see. Going to be safe now. Don't forget it's our back four. So again, that's how I was being safe. As you can see, see Modric, how Modric is pressing. And again, team press assailers. Don't forget now, because we've got the ball back, team press is still on. So as you can see, even though we won the ball back, as you can see that green bar, see how it's still marked? That means team press is still on. That means when I lose the ball, so you can see over here, when I lose the ball, my team are going to still continuing team press. As you can see now, the bar team press is still active. So do bear that in mind. As you can see, I can use team press to assist me. I'm going to try to get a goal now and win the game off. Quick 1-2 down the wing. See Gomez, see Promes, I think that's offside, but we can try to score a goal anyway. It wasn't offside. A simple fake shot again is what led me towards that. And we're at the higher end of Division 3, low Division 2. But as you can see, look, my stamina is basically killed at this stage of FIFA. You can see half my players are on red. And if you play FUT Champions and the game goes to extra time, you could be in very much serious trouble. So do very much bear in mind that if you go to extra time and you've been using team press the entire game, you're going to be in trouble. So now obviously I'm winning. There's no need to use team press anymore. So we're going to make sure that's turned off. And that's it. And now if my opponent was smart, so like let's say for example, like if my opponent was smart, he will now use team press. But as you can see here, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm not going to rush out. I want to hold the ball. I'm not going to rush out. Again, we're winning 5-4. There's no need to rush out. Just play defensive over defensive. I don't need to go forward. Again, I'm going to play defensive. And again, just even though he's holding the ball, we're still not going to activate team press. Because remember, team press, it makes our players press. It moves them out of position. So you don't want to be doing it. It's only to be used if you need to get the ball back because you need to score. A driven through ball down the wing. Very, very simple. We're going to do good goalkeeper movement. Going to run back over here now. Run back. We're going to switch to our cam. Good interception. Quick 1-2 again. Of course, we're winning now, so there's no need to go forward anymore. So it's going to go one. So what you do now is you kind of pass the ball around. And I'll say try to go towards the corner flag is what I would say. You can hold the ball like so. You can try to hold the L2 button in the corner flag if you wanted to try to shield the ball. But just do be very careful with that. It is quite hard to do that. And obviously it's much easier for your opponent to get the ball. Again, I'm going to go back to the opposite side. Now, the best thing to do is to hold the ball between your opponent's back line or your midfield line and his strikers. Because you see, he has to basically press you manually to get the ball off you. You just have to hold the ball over here outside his box. Basically, you want to pin him inside his box. And just keep passing the ball around. Don't go, even if there's a chance for you to go forward, don't go forward. Only just pass the ball around. And just play it very, very safe. As you can see, if he does get the ball back, the timer has ended. And that's just a quick example of how team press works. Just to give you a quick lowdown, as I said to you again. So don't forget, team press, you can only use team press for 30 seconds in the game. After the 30 seconds have been depleted, it takes 120 seconds to recharge. You press down, then you press left on the D-pad to activate it and deactivate it. Remember that. So if you turn it on, it's on the entire time up until the 30 seconds is depleted. Also, don't forget when you want to recharge your team press, you can only recharge team press if your opponent has the ball. That's what's very, very important. And don't forget the constant pressure variation. Your team is pressing all the time because it's an actual dynamic tactic. And don't forget stamina can be killed a lot. So again, we're going to do, you can see for example like here we go to player ratings. And as you can see, if we scroll down over here and you can see for example, you can see, you know, we ended up winning the game. I suppose you can say by, I wouldn't say by luck, but you can say by team press. And we'll go through some of the highlights. You'll see, for example, like the goals that like for example, like this goal over here, the penalty, it wouldn't show it, but we got that because of team press. This goal over here, as you can see, we tried to make a pass, and that was nice 1-2, wait for Promes to go offside. And as you can see, look, we did a quick 1-2, wait for Promes to make a run offside. Got the ball to Promes. And like we did a first time fake shot before we got the ball. I'd recommend watching the videos from last year. The videos from last year are still very effective. Don't think just because it says FIFA 20 they're not applicable. They're made very specifically to apply to any FIFA. Now of course I'll be remaking those videos again with a new training structure for FIFA 21. Do not get me wrong. Of course you'll see the new content, but I'm saying don't just think, oh, it's FIFA 20, it's an old video. What you learn of that will be the exact same thing, or will be more in depth this year, but obviously it's still very, very effective. As you can see, a first time fake shot is one of the most easiest things to do. And as you can see with this goal, my opponent scored. As you can see with this one, Verdi, as you can see, look, team press is what team press did, is my player pressed. And as you can see, he had no one else to pass to, because as you can see, every single player was man marked by constant pressure, so you had nowhere to escape. And you know, if you ever found that you're, for example, secluded and you got players running towards you, well, this is the reason why. It's because team press and constant pressure basically secludes you in your own half, and that's why it's very easy to give the ball away. You made a very bad mistake there, and he gave the ball away. The nice through ball over there in the final end, and that was the goal that we scored towards the final end of the game. But anyway, that's just an example of how team press and constant pressure is used. I'll probably go through a more elaborate walkthrough as we go in through FIFA school, but what I would say is for now just use team press when you're losing. So if you're losing and don't forget, not when it's 50 minutes, when it's 60 minutes and you're losing 1-0, then you can consider using team press. If for example you're 2-0 down and maybe for example you're thinking, okay, you know what, it's 45 minutes, you know what, I'm really struggling in this game, I can't use team press because it keeps running out, then you can use constant pressure then. But the key benefit of team press is you can always turn it on and off on the fly with the controller settings, whereas constant pressure, you have to change tactics and that could take a prolonged period of time. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, take it easy and I'll catch you next time.